Yo, I'm Dapper Nez, dropped another review on y'all, and this time what we're gonna be reviewing is the can't get all of it in view, but this is the Star Wars Stormtrooper blaster. All right, it's a replica of the blaster that they or a toy replica, I should say, of the blaster that the Stormtroopers carry in Star Wars. Right off the bat, I have to say that this is a very close replica just by looking at the box, but there's some minor details that are slightly off, and we're gonna go over some of those things with this. But other than that, I'm gonna have to say this is extremely close, and the main reason why I have this is because I'm doing a Stormtrooper tree for Christmas, and this is gonna be the blaster that he's gonna be carrying, and I'll post pictures of that in the video when it's done, so you can see that also. But other than with that being said, let's just get into this. Bear with me. This is the box is bigger than the room that I have here, so I'm gonna try to get most of it as much as I can, so that way you can get all aspects of it. But I have to say right off the bat, this is the first time I've ordered something from Amazon to where, you know, the box is all whooped up like this. You know, this is a brand new item. I do order some things off of Amazon where it's slightly used and stuff like that, but this time it wasn't one of them. This time I did order this brand new, and the box is all ripped up. And you know how I do. I open up my stuff very carefully because I like to keep the box and everything intact in case one day, or in case something's wrong where I need to send it back, or in case one day I decide to sell it, depending on what the item is, or give it away or whatever. You guys know how I do. And I have to say that the presentation probably would have been good, but the presentation this time isn't that good, and I don't blame the product, the people who made this for that. I'd blame this on wherever this was stored at, and probably most likely in the Amazon warehouse. So Amazon, if you're watching, you dropped the ball on this one. You need to make sure that this type of stuff doesn't happen, because if I was giving this as a gift to somebody else, you know how this looks. This looks like, you know, it definitely doesn't look like it's new. It looks like it's secondhand. Even though I know it's new, to someone else it doesn't look that way. So now that I got that out the way, let's just get into this. Basically, this is the blaster. You see it up here. I know the camera's kind of shaking because I keep bumping it, the tripod that it's on, but I'm trying to get all aspect of the gun for you, or the blaster I should call it. So that's the front of your box. You got the little Mickey Mouse 5 and older logo up there. Nothing else along the top rim. You got the Walt Disney, because Star Wars is owned by Walt Disney now. Got your Stormtrooper down there to try it, because you can. It is on, so you can try it while it's in the box. But we'll get to that later. This side of the box, got some more artwork. Top of the box, more artwork. You know, got following the whole Star Wars theme there. This side of the box, same as the other side. Bottom of the box, you got some info here, letting you know about the batteries, the battery compartment there. Got some stuff in what might be Chinese or Japanese, I'm not sure. If you can read that, you can pause it and read it for yourself. Here goes some stuff in English. You can pause that and read it for yourself. Oh no, that's not necessarily in English. That looks like maybe French. And I believe this right here is in English. Got your FCC stuff. Oh yeah, just so you know, barcode. You know, I always like to show the barcode. And then the back of the box. Got more on the battery compartment there. If you focus in, it'll let you. Oh no, that's actually the button up top. I'll get into that, you know, when we start playing. When I start get this out the box, it shows you can switch it to two different sounds. The red being one sound, which is the primary blaster, and the blue being the second. I guess is like a phaser type sound. But we'll get into that. And the whole back of the box is just artwork of the whole blaster. All right. That being said, let's get up in this bad boy. Alright. What am I going to use this time? Since we're doing a blaster, it's fitting for me to use Glock knife. I poked myself there a little bit. Let's get right into this bad boy. Bam. Okay. As you can see, nothing else in the box. That's all that was in there. Just the blaster attached to that. Nothing else behind it. I'm just gonna go ahead and snip these parts off, and then we can get right into this. Cut it from the back so I don't scratch up the blaster. Alright. Now, there goes our blaster. That's what we're working with right now. Okay, get some of this excess stuff out the way. On the way. Just bear with me for a second. Get myself situated. Okay. Sorry about that. Just had to get myself a little situated there. Okay, so just to go around the blaster itself. Try to keep most of it in focus. Got your little Imperial symbol there. Now I have to say this is hard plastic, but it's very well constructed, I have to honestly say. Not a big fan of this on the front of it, but I can understand why that's put there, so that way if a little kid, this day and age, you know, cops need every little bit of information to know that something's fake. And usually when a gun looks real enough, even though this is clearly a toy gun, but if you point at a cop and it has the basic shape of a gun, that little orange cap on the front is gonna let the cop know that it's not a real gun, so that way they don't shoot first. So that's usually the reason why they do that. That's the only reason why I can understand why this would be on there, because that's definitely not in the movie. So enough about that. This part right here is one of the parts that I was talking about, how I said they could do a little bit better. This part on the average Stormtrooper blaster is usually black from being fired so frequent. So what I'm probably going to do is I'm probably going to get some black spray paint and spray that down a little bit more, just to give it a little more realistic look. But and a little bit of shading in some other parts. But other than that, I'm going to say this is pretty much a dead on. I mean, I have seen some blasters that are completely black, but this is pretty much the primary blaster. It's this color. Like I said, this is a little bit, you know, darker from being fired more. Got the handle, nice size handle. Trigger, oh yeah, the trigger is different also. I may have to spray that trigger black, because they definitely don't have an orange trigger on the real weapon. Go on this side, you got the back right there. On this side, more the same as the other side. Okay, and up here is where I was talking about your little toggle switch. You can switch back and forth to two different sounds. This is the primary sound. Now that's your blaster sound right there. Now here's your phaser sound. Now the sound is nice and loud and it sounds pretty good. But obviously anybody who's a Star Wars buff, that's the sound you're going with. Now there's your supposed to be your little scope sight. There's a little hole in there, but you don't really see much in there, as you can see. So it's it's just there to be there. Other than that, I'm gonna have to say this is pretty close. You know, this is certainly good enough for me to put on my Christmas tree. And right here is a compartment for the batteries. You unscrew that right there, and then you have your, you know, your batteries that go in there. Let's see if I have a screwdriver handy. Hold on a second. Okay, we back in. Let's find a little screwdriver. Let's just... This is just real quick, just to go in here so you can see the inside the battery compartment. Boom. Looks like 3 AAAs. So just wanted you to see that real quick. And change the batteries, as simple as that. Unscrew the compartment. If I can get my aim going. My aim sucks. I don't want to drop the screw because I'll probably never find it. You know, in true Stormtrooper fashion, aim sucks. You know, because Stormtroopers, I mean, anybody who's a Star Wars fan knows that Stormtroopers don't actually hit anything. They fire their weapon a lot, but it's rare that they actually hit anything. So, we all know how that goes. But, yeah, I have to say, man, this is a fairly inexpensive gun, or blaster, I should say. You can definitely cop this if you're a Star Wars buff. Like I said, I have a couple of little Star Wars pieces of gear. I'm trying to get my uniform up. Next, I already got a couple helmets. I got the blaster now. Got another Nerf blaster. I'm gonna do a review on that next. I got a Captain Phasma helmet. I'm about to do a review on that. But I actually got that because I'm going to convert that into the Dallas Cowboys deal. I know of my white Stormtrooper helmet that I had did a review on prior. I said I was going to use that one, but I'm going to keep that one for my tree, and I'm going to use the Captain Phasma for the Dallas Cowboys since it's already silver, and all I got to do is spray paint it, half of it blue, and put the stars and emblems and stuff on that. But I'll show you that when I'm done with that. But as far as this goes, definitely cop this. It's worth it for any Star Wars fan, just even if it's just to have it in your collection. It's fairly inexpensive. You can even probably find one used on there, and I'm sure it'll be just as good. So, with that being said, this has been a review of the Star Wars Stormtrooper Blaster. I'm Dapper Inez. Cop that, and I'm out this piece. Oh yeah, I already did the review on that. You're gonna be seeing that shortly after I post this because I did this review first. But the review on that's coming. Anyway, I just wanted to show you guys what I'm using this helmet for and how I'm purposing it for the time being. But stay tuned because I'm doing the Captain Phasma, and you're gonna see that one. I just completed that helmet. It's all decorated and, you know, cowboy stuff because I'm going to the game tomorrow, and it's gonna be lit. Okay, we back in. Here goes the finished product. This is what she looks like all done. The Captain Phasma. Let me just give you a little run around of how she looks. Looking good. I tried my best to give it that weathered look with the paint and everything, so that way it simulates that it's been in battles. Because, you know, being the Cowboys fans, you know, we've been in battles just like in Star Wars. They've been in plenty of battles too. So, with that being said, I'm Dapper Inez. DC4L, baby. And I'm out this piece.